Welcome to Jackal's Daily Vlog.
And today, we will be talking about Fidel V. Ramos. So, Sol, what can you say about Fidel Ramos?
Siya yung pang-12th president, di ba?
Huwag ganon! I mean, if he ran a good government or not.
You mean kung na-possess na ba yung 8 qualities of a good governance?
Yup! Yung accountability, transparency, consensus-oriented, follows the rule of law.
Pati yung participatory, responsiveness, equitable and inclusive, efficient and effective. Actually, kasama rin natin sina Arvin, Claire, Joey, pati si Andrew, para dyan.
Yup!
But first, we'll show quick facts about them.
So what was the Ramos government like?
The National Graduate Institution for Policy Studies knows about that.
Ramos wanted to industrialize the Philippines.
Tama ka dyan, Dwayne, pero widespread blackouts and massive financial instability ang hinarap ni Ramos when he assumed the position.
But then, by the end of his term, he had resolved both of those. First, the power crisis, and then he rebranded Philippines as the Tiger Club Economy of Asia.
The country's economic growth was booming, with an economic growth rate of 9% annually under his platform, and our stock exchange was considered as the best in the world under Philippines 2000.
Sure, the Philippine economy was booming and taxpayers' money was well distributed. But then, that economic boom was artificial. In 1998, Ramos hesitantly admitted that contrary to what his government earlier claimed, the economic fundamentals of the country may actually have been unsound. And get this, he only admitted after a secret memorandum issued by the National Economic Development Authority got out. The memorandum was urging the president to tell the Filipinos the truth about the state of the economy and that Filipinos ought to prepare for the worst.
But it was under his administration that the 4th APEC Leaders Summit was conducted, and by the mid-1990s,
The Philippine Stock Exchange was considered one of the best in the world. Power crisis was solved. Peace was made with the terrorist group MNLF through the 1996 Peace Treaty.
Well, I can agree to that. But just because he has projects doesn't mean he's good. Do you remember the Clark Centennial Expo scandal? Yeah. All projects from Pampanga were full of illegal electro-engineering and corruption controversy.
and the PEA Amani scandal.
What about that? The PEA Amari scandal was where there was an acquisition of 158 hectares of reclaimed land on Manila Bay. That land was supposed to be converted into a so-called Freedom Island, but that deal was only forged in April 1995 as part of the Manila Bay Master Development Plan or MDP. This put fishermen and civilians in displacement.
So we can say that Ramos is efficient, effective, equitable, and inclusive.
But not transparent or accountable. Ano kaya masasabi ni Andrew and Arvin about this?
Arvin, Andrew, what's up?
Hey, Arvin here. And Ramos was certainly not equitable and inclusive. His presidency focused on the establishment of corporate and private businesses on the country in the name of economic profit. This put those below the poverty line on the shorter end of the stick. Tama ba, Andrew?
Yes naman! And in exchange for catering for big business ventures, tariff increase was also shouldered by the general public and local corporations.
Aside from this, issuing licenses for independent power producers,
Or IPP for short.
yes, may have ended our country's power crisis. But it also stripped off the chance for Filipino or local producers or corporations to take on the problem and profit of it. Instead, the opportunity was handed off to the international corporations.
And another weakness of the Ramos's administration was that he was so focused on the welfare of the country and its citizens that he seemed to forget that there are also Filipinos working abroad.
One such case was the hanging of Flor Contemplacion, an OFW working in Singapore who was hanged and whose death caused quite an uproar back in the Philippines.
However, his SRA or social reform agenda may have been considered as one of the best anti-poverty program in the country. His best.
But still, it wasn't enough to provide equal and inclusive treatment for everybody. The final verdict, Ramos was certainly not equitable and inclusive.
So, Claire and Joey, hindi raw siya equitable and inclusive. What can you say about it? Chika naman dyan!
Hoy! Hi guys! We're just talking about this law Fidel Ramos signed in his term.
Yes, he was indeed the first president to include women in proposing RA 7192 or the Women in Development and Nation Building Act.
Ramos will engage people who were starting to lose their trust in the government by promising them a convincing vision for the Philippines in the dawn of a new millennium. Although it was a revolutionary vision, the project was also a way of the government to encourage the people to participate in this project by working hard for economic stability.
So if anything, the presidency was described as consensus-oriented.
Personal in his style of national governance, he resolved national issues on the basis of the national interests. He did not have a closed mind. He welcomed unsolicited advice. Adaza also wrote that Ramos would tend to think of the country first, even before hiring men and women for the government services.
One example is written in the same article where Adaza was not offered to be the Secretary of Department of Justice by Ramos, because according to Congressman Idel Amante, Ramos' sister, Senator Lenny Shahani, and 5 other members of the cabinet objected the appointment.
So he's not that bad naman pala eh. Pero, are we forgetting something? Did he follow the rule of law?
Absolutely not.
Ramos tried to revise the constitution with charter change to make his term longer. And not only that, all projects in Pampanga were used to fund the Lakas political party. And that is a violation of the election code.
So I guess that's it, guys. Ano masasabi nyo kay Ramos?
Personally, I'd give Ramos just a
Yes, indeed he gave us some country.
So join us next time as we explore politics, government, and power.
That's all for today in
Jackal's Daily Vlog featuring...
Good governance!